Thank you for listening to the Bad Girl Rockstar interview show. You have tuned in, and I have a very special guest with me tonight, or today, whenever this airs, all over the world. It could be any time for you. But I have with me Mr. Paul Lidell. And tell us, Paul, what has your band been up to?
Well, first of all, I just got off the Monsters of Rock cruise. That was last week, and that was with my band Dangerous Toys, who I've played with now for 30 years.
Nice.
And also playing shows around Texas with my solo band, Paul LIDEL'S Scream Therapy. And we have an album that just came out in December, and that's available on Spotify and Apple Music and all the different services. And we also have several videos for songs from the album that are on the
I love the
on
videos,
the YouTube channel.
Yeah, those videos are great on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And all that stuff, if people go to screamtherapyband.com, there's links to all that.
I love the cloth, and you know how you did the backdrop cloth, but you're like behind it with the Scream Therapy, you know, the logo. Well, I guess it's the artwork, I guess, for the cover, the red. That was awesome.
Yeah, and we used that same idea in the video for the song Scream Therapy. The first single was the song Scream Therapy, because it kind of summed up the song Scream Therapy kind of summed up the whole idea of all the songs and the album, and just kind of being a way to let it out, you know.
Yeah, that was great. I love it. It's very catchy too. I sing it around the house a lot. Scream Therapy, Scream Therapy. I love it. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it helps to sing about that kind of stuff. You know, like if you're stressed out or something, and if you just scream and shout, it really helps.
Yeah, it does. I have had to scream a few times myself in my lifetime. So tell me, I mean, what came up, how did you come up with the idea of Scream Therapy? I mean, like the song, actually, like, it's just...
Well, the lyrics for this one were first, and then it fit with this real aggressive riff, and so the song was written, you know, in a stressful time, and so that just really went to express, you know, I think a lot of people can even relate to that.
Yeah.
Feeling
trapped,
like spring wound up pretty tight, you know. And
I understand what you mean. And I wanted to ask you about Rabbit Hole. That is one of my favorites already. I mean, I just the guitar work on that, the lead, it blew my mind. I had actually stopped it while I was listening to it when you got into the lead, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, let me back this up and start it all over again. It was so great, Paul. I just flipped out. I love it.
Well, thank you. That one was a little bit of a departure, because it was written. I'm also a music teacher, and so I had a like a heavy metal kind of student, and I was trying to get him into jazz. So I was showing him this jazz scale, and telling him that, you know, you could make a rock riff out of this. And so I just started playing what ended up being that riff, and then I was like, just recorded it, and then came back to it later, and it just became the beginning of, or the main part of that song Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. It just blew my mind, man. It blew my mind. I mean, I'm telling every guitarist out there, they've got to hear Rabbit Hole. They've got. I'm telling you, man. It actually made me feel like I was falling down a rabbit hole. I swear.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I love it.
It's in this. That solo is in this weird jazz scale.
Yeah, yeah. I've never heard that. I'm not really big on jazz, you know. Like I like it, but as far as like knowing it, I'm not. You know, I don't. I'm not really schooled on that, and it's amazing to me that you're telling me that you teach a student that, you know, and was trying to get him into it. And that's really cool because I would have liked to have done that. I'm self-taught, so I've just kind of went and, you know, joined a band, and they gave me a CD and said, here, when you learn all these songs, you can, I think they were trying to get rid of me. They said, then you can be in the band. And I went home and I taught them to myself without any kind of knowledge. But
wow, that's great.
yeah, it was a lot of songs too. And but yeah, it's like I had never heard those notes. Some of those notes like blew my mind, you know. And I was like, I've got to back this up. I've got to hear this again. This is just, and the way you brought it and tied it all in, like, and put a bow on it and sent it off. I was like, well, hallelujah. 10,000 praises for Paul Lydell. One more question. How does it feel to sell over 1 million records worldwide?
Well, that would be Dangerous Toys. Mm-hmm. And Dangerous Toys has been going for over 35 years now. Mm-hmm. And their first album was, they had #1 song on MTV back in when there was MTV. Mm-hmm. And and this was all before I joined the band. No, I didn't join the band until 94.
Okay.
So this was all happening in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, I see.
So at the time I was touring with a band called Dirty Looks, which is on Atlantic Records.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but Dangerous Toys happened to be my favorite band. Mm-hmm. And so and we knew each other from being on the road, and when they needed a guitar player in 1994, they asked me to come to Texas, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I remember you from way back in the day. You know, in the 90s was when I really, you know, about that, you know, that time is when I started listening to, you know, Dangerous Toys. So I only remember you, you know. So that's really cool. Boy, that was a history lesson for me. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I'm so glad you came in, and I encourage all our listeners to check out Scream Therapy. Paul Lydell's Scream Therapy band, yes, it is a definite must-hear, and Bad Girl approved. And
well, I appreciate that very much.
I'm so glad that you talk with me, and I look forward to hearing more, and hopefully maybe you'll be in this area and I can come and meet you. But I'm going to close this out, and I thank you, Paul, for being with us. Check him out. Get his music. It's playing on Rockstar Radio. We'd also like to hopefully feature you in our Rockin' Baby magazine when that comes out. And I'll give more information
absolutely.
to you. Yeah, thank you so much. Put you on the spot there. All right, well, this is the Bad Girl and Mr. Paul Lydell, Scream Therapy, and we're signing off.
Mr. Lydell, are you ready for today's Scream Therapy session?